I just wanted to show you my method of cleaning the Dyson V6 because they do take quite a bit of maintenance. Because they haven't got any bags, they do absorb a lot of dust in all the nooks and crannies. As you can see in here, I mean, I've just done, you know, the top of the house, top floor, and there's loads of dust in there, really fine stuff. And the filter does a good job of capturing this, which is great. But the trouble is, if you just empty this bin, there's still loads of dust and dirt inside here, even really tiny, almost powdery dust. A bit gross, but it just stays in there, and unless you do a proper deep clean of these, eventually it's going to block up. Now when it's dry, you can give it a bit of a tap as you empty it and dust will come out, but sometimes you really need to do something a bit extra on these. And I think the common issue with these is they do get blocked to a stage where they overheat quickly, or they find there's a blockage and the microprocessor will actually cut out the motor. And that's a common thing for why these get chucked or sold as non-working. And it's not normally the design as far as how it works, it's just they get so blocked they need a deeper clean. And the manual doesn't ask you to do this. So what I use is another vacuum cleaner. But I use the blow function. So this has actually got an exhaust function on it, and rather than a suck on the end here, you get quite a high pressure air blow function. So you just, you know, plug this hose into the back, effectively into the exhaust, and what that allows you to do is that allows you to completely clean inside here and blow it out. So you need to do this outdoors, and of course make sure you don't do it if you've got neighbours close by, or especially if they've got washing out, etc., because there's going to be a lot of dust coming out of this, and I'll show you that. But I find this is the best way of cleaning them on a fairly regular basis, unless you really want to get deep and actually take the cyclone apart, and that's quite involved. There's quite a lot of screws in here and bits of plastic to open up, so that's not an easy task to do, but giving it a bit of a blow clean does seem to keep these going well. So let's have a look at that. Okay, first way is probably to take the bin off. And you can see all the dust in there. If you look inside there, there's all small cyclone holes, and they get covered and coated in dust, and that really needs to come out. I mean, you can shake it and you can actually use a vacuum cleaner in there, but if you can see the fine dust coming out, so if you can blow that away, then it's a really good way of cleaning it. Obviously don't do this if you've got neighbours close by, or they've got the washing out, etc., or barbecue, because it can be a bit gross. But I'm going to blow this one out first, and just make sure you get into here as well. There's a little flap, little door in there, so just make sure you've cleaned that out. Our next step is a really dirty bit, so I'm going to keep the filter in here, because if you blow through here and give this a good jet blast of air, it's going to end up going into the motor, which you don't really want to be doing. So I'm going to keep the filter in for now and then give this a blow. So that's a lot better, it's a lot cleaner. Sometimes this will have to come off and you'll have to clean inside, but for the most part you can actually get this pretty clean. And then the last stage will be to give the filter a good clean as well, just give that blow out. Obviously this one you've got maintenance to wash it every so often, but I'll just give this a quick blow. You can go down here as well, but you just need to be careful you don't blow dust into the intake port, which is just in there, because if you do that you might get dust inside here. So it's probably best to keep the filter on when you're doing that anyway. And with this one, the dust actually goes inside there and then down the inside, so it always looks clean, but inside it'll be coated properly. So that's why they get you to wash it, even though it actually looks okay on here. But yeah, so that's how it works. So that's it. Much cleaner, and this seems to be the good service interval for these, because being bagless, you do need to do maintenance on these regularly because the dust gets everywhere. Anyway, thanks for watching.